Thank you for visiting our channel. Today I came out to review and also quick unbox the latest X96W. This came out roughly about December of 2017. It's an awesome little box. We are just unboxing it right now. The components that are part of this is the actual X96 box, and also comes with a user manual, which is just 2-3 pages, and it just talks about how you can connect it. Also comes with an IR remote. With this box you really need to have an air mouse remote. We will place some links where you can order those remotes from. Also, it comes with a power adapter, which is 5 volt 2 amps, and also comes with an HDMI cable, which is 2.0. You can see that the box is really nicely designed. It has a really nice marking on the top saying X96, and you have a little ribbon on the top part of it that will tell you this is an S905W chipset. You can see in the front part of it that it has a little plus sign. That is, when you're turning it on, it will change color. On the right side of it, there's nothing there, but once you go to the back is the power connection, which is 5 volt 2 amp. Then you do have the optical audio connection, so you can connect it to your stereo system. Also has the HDMI 2.0. Then you have the Ethernet, which is 10100. You do have a little place for AV connections. There's a little IR connector, but the connectors are not there. Going on the other side of it, you have the USB 2.0 port, and then right beside that you have a TF card reader, which can read up to 64 gigabyte. But once you go to the bottom part of it, you have some little holes for ventilation and 4 little legs, so that way you can stand up on a flat surface. I want to mention one more thing, that the stickers are very mandatory to look at, because there is a fake version of the same box out there, and that will give you a little bit of a difference. If you need that question, we will play some pictures how you can detect those at the bottom of this video from our website, so this way you can purchase the real one. Alright, so let's go through and hook this up. So first we're going to connect the HDMI. If you have a air mouse remote, go ahead, connect the dongle on the side of it, and then go ahead, connect the power. Once you go into the main screen, this is what you're going to get. So from the top you can see that you have the smart TV name. Then you do have a little weather. This is taking it from your IP address. And then you do have the little search, so you can search for your main city. And then you do have, if you're connected via Wi-Fi or Ethernet, in this case I'm connected via Ethernet right now, and then you do have the time. Now going to the bottom part of it, you have 2 little menus, says home and then says favorites, and from the home screen you have a huge icon for the Google Play Store, and then you have the browse, so this way you can go to browse to regular websites, and you have the video, which is a little folder so you can add other apps inside of it. And then you have apps, which is all apps, so you can select. There are some here that we loaded too, so this way we can test this box. And then you do have settings. Now remember that this box comes preloaded with OS 7.1 now. When they brought it up in December, it was OS 6. So now the OS 7.1.2 works with the S905W chipset properly, and that's why they brought it out. You can see that the build number is right on the bottom, but that's about it. So let's get out of this. You do have a little button, so that way you can clear cache. Anything that is running in the background, it will be all wiped. This is a beautiful thing to have. Then you have the music folder, so this we can add all the music. And then you have the KD player, which is their own version of Kodi, so this way you can play with it. Alright, so we will cover all of this. Let's go through some benchmarking, so that way we don't have to waste our time. So the first thing we're going to launch is the Antutu benchmark. In the Antutu benchmark, you can see we got the 21,914. It's a really good number for this box, since it is 2 GB of RAM and 16 GB internal storage on a S905W chipset. The next thing we have done is the Geekbench. You can see that for the single core we got 505, and for the multi-core we got 1398, which is a really good number for this box. And the next thing that we're going to go through is the speed test. This is a mandatory thing to have for every box, and this is how you're going to rely if you're going to get a lot of buffering or not. So you can see right now from the bottom part of it, since this box only running 2.4G network, which is single band, you go to get 40 for download. That's the maximum we got, and 17.3 for the first time, and for the second time we got 44.8 for the download and 15.2 for the upload. Our internet range is about 250 megabyte where we are today, so that is a good number, but it is a little bit lower than 50, so we expect it to go a little bit over 50, so this way we're going to like it more. But again, you can see that it is the fluctuation between them is not that much. That means is the software on this is working properly. And then when we go to the wired part, this is what we always pushing as the Wi-Fi, understandable since it's single band, that it is going to be a little bit slower, but the Ethernet part of it should be a little bit higher than 60. So you can see right now we got 85.9, which is awesome. Since it is a 10100, so it's not going to go over 100 megabits per second, but we're getting close to it. And on top of it, for the second time, it fell to 54.5. And you can see that the download range is also, it's not that far from each other, which means is they have done their job, and that's why the software works with this properly. We will get out of that too. Now the next thing is going to go through YouTube. So once you click on it, this is what you're going to get. So if you go into the search part of it on the top and you want to type something like 4K, and we're going to play the first video that comes up as 4K, and we go on the bottom, you can see the maximum it went to is 720p. And then we will go back into quality to see if it changes, and it doesn't. So the maximum resolution that you will get out of YouTube app itself is 720p and not 4K. So we will get out of this. And one more thing I want to cover is the DRM check. Under DRM check, you can see, and your Netflix is not going to be HNet itself. So right now we are connected through Ethernet. So let's go through and try to play our 4K video first. So once it started, there is a little bit of a drawback, or should I say frame drops while it's playing 4K, because it gets it in 4K, but then it has to decrease it back to 720p to outburst it for you. And on top of that, even if you put it on the 10100, it's still going to downgrade it because of Kodi to 720p. So that's why it is going to be not really working on 4K itself. But if you want to play 1080p video, let's see how fast. And you can see that the buffering is right. There's no droppage of the picture itself, and it is very smooth going through, and the sound is very good too, so it is matching everything line by line when we go through to play these. So that way it looks really good. Now this is not the only thing, so this is 1080p video, but if we go down to the 720p video, now that should be even better, and it will mush it a lot better because now it works heartbeat to heartbeat properly, so that we can play it for you. Remember that a lot of things that you're trying to do on the internet is going to be available for you on 720p and 1080p videos. It's called HD. You go ahead and play with them, but if you want to play a 4K video, don't play it through this box. This is a budget box. Again, the price on this is different in every country. I've seen it between $54 to maximum $100. And now this is in Canada. If you want to take it to States, it's between $45 US up to $80 US, and different websites for this box. This is a really good box, since it is so good that they have actually cloned this bunch of other companies and they try to sell it. But you got to understand that the motherboard on this, if you want to open it up, should be black. If you have a different color, you got the fake version. Alright, so that is it for the Kodi itself. We will get out of it too. I'm trying to see if we have forgotten anything to talk about. Now this is not fully rooted, I have to let you know, and also some of the apps do not actually work properly on the screen. You will get little black lines on the side, so you do have to get the rotation app, so this way it will make it landscape. We do have a video coming out for that on how to process that, and that way you can get everything properly running on your box itself, so that way it will work better. If you have any questions, drop them at the bottom of this video. We love to help you out. And this way you're going to get more information, and that way you'll learn more from it. They do have a little backup app, and I don't want to forget, this is not the one. Usually this is also going to work, but they have another one that is really good looking in the bottom. We'll just go down and find it right now. And let's see if we can play with it, which is this one. It's called wireless update, and if there's any updates available, it will go through and get it for you. You can see the current one is there too. It says that when it was released, when it came out. This is beautiful on how they can make it. One thing that didn't work for me is the air pin that is included in this. You do have to get the mobile version on your phone. You have to basically go through that. It uses Wi-Fi to connect and do the proper picturing, but I'm not sure why, but our LG does not work with this, so we cannot capture that part for you guys. Except that it is beautiful. Links will be available. We can order it from all the different websites. We're trying to get you to make the best deals out of it, and we're trying to get you the official one, not the fake one. So this way you're going to spend your money on a proper unit and not on the fake versions of boxes. So this is a really good box. I would really recommend everybody to get. If you want to get a secondary box, this is a really good one. So make sure you subscribe to our channel, and make sure that you also like our video. If you do have questions, drop them at the bottom of the video. We love to answer it to you. Make sure you follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and other social networking places. And thank you.